Hello everyone, welcome back to Rishi Academy, a platform for online classes. In this video, I want to discuss DDL commands in SQL. DDL commands in SQL. What are the DDL commands? The DDL commands in SQL are yes. The DDL commands are create, alter, drop, rename, truncate. These are the commands I am going to discuss in this video. DDL commands create, alter, drop, rename, and truncate. DDL stands for data definition language. The data definition language allows us to create the table, allows us to drop the table, allows us to rename the table, and allows us to delete the rows of the table by using truncate. Let's look at the first one. Yes, create command. What is the use of create command? The create command in SQL allows us to create a table or index or view. Simple. You can create the table, you can create the view, you can create the index, you can create the sequence. But here I want to show how to create a table. The create table general syntax here is create table, table name. This is the table name, user defined word. These two are the keywords. Create and table are the two keywords. Create table, table name, and first column name. Column name here is attribute name. First attribute name, data type, second column name, data type, and so on. Nth column name, data type. Example here, same. Look at the syntax and example. Create, create command here. Table, table command here. Table keyword here. And in place of table name, it is user defined word. Here I want to create employee table. And the first column name is name and its data type is varchar. Why? Because I want to store the characters. I want to store characters, right? Second attribute, email. I want to store email ID. Again, email ID is character. And I want to store DOB, date of birth. So the date of birth, the data type is date. Data type is date, right? So this is the best example how to create a table in SQL. Next, drop the table. I want to destroy the table from the database. Completely, I want to remove the memory occupied by the table. Just now I created a table that the table name is employee. I created a table name employee. I want to remove it. I want to destroy it, right? So for that, there is a command called drop. The drop command completely removes the table from the database. You cannot roll back it. Means you cannot restore it. Once the table is dropped from the SQL, you cannot restore it. So the general syntax here is the general syntax I'm using here drop, drop is the command, table is the keyword, table name, user defined word. This is user defined word. So example, drop is the command, table is the keyword, and employee. What was the table I created just now? I want to remove it. I want to drop it. I want to destroy from the data SQL, right? Drop table employee, right? This is the example for dropping the table from the SQL. Once the table is dropped from the SQL, you cannot roll back, means you cannot restore it. Next, alter means table is created. I want to make some changes in that. Means adding the new column to the existing table, or I want to make the changes in the attribute, means changing the name of the attribute or changing the size of the attribute. Means 30. For example, I give the size number data type number size as 20. I want to extend it. I want to write 30. I wrote varchar 20, but I want to make it as 30. Why? Because, for example, I want to name the employee name. Employee name has 30 characters, but I gave the size as 20 characters. I want to change the data, that size of the employee name. So for that, we can make use of alter command. By using alter command, we can add the new column. We can modify the existing attributes, right? So the general syntax here is general syntax for adding new column. Alter table name. Alter table name. I want to add the new column. I want to add the new column. So column name means what attribute name. Column definition here is column definition here is the data type and the size. For example, I want to add a employee salary. So salary here, you need to write a salary here, and this is the attribute name. Column definition means what is the data type here? What value we are storing? We are storing number. So you need to write the number here, data type number. So how many digits you want to store? I want to store 6 digits. I want to store 6 digits. So this is the definition of the column. This is the definition of the column, right? So this is the column name, column definition, right? So if you want to make modify the existing column, for example, I wrote here six. The size here is 6. So I want to make it as 7. So for that, you need to modify it. For that, the general syntax is alter table name, modify the column name. Column name, write the salary here. Definition again, number, then make it as 7 or 8 or 10, whatever you want. That is making changes in the existing column and column definition. That is altering. Example, look at the example here. Alter table student details. Here, I want to add the new column address, where care of 20. So I want to make the changes. And I want to modify, alter table students, modify employee name. I want to modify employee name definition, where care of 20, whatever you want. So based on the already created table, whether you want to increase the size or decrease the size, or simply we can say, we can modify the definition of the existing column. That is modify. Or we can add the new column to the existing table. These two are possible with the help of alter command of DDL language, right? This is about alter command. Next, alter command means alteration. Just you need to make changes in the table. Changes means it may be modified. You can add the new column. Means you can make the changes in the definition of the column. The next one is truncate. Truncate allows us to delete all the rows of the table, including the memory allocated for the rows. Once the rows are deleted by using truncate, once the rows are truncated, you cannot roll back the deleted rows. You cannot roll back the deleted records. Means you cannot restore it. So there is a command called rollback. Rollback helps us to cancel the previous transaction, right? So if you truncate, if you remove the records of the particular table by using truncate command, you cannot roll back the transaction. You cannot restore the records. That is the problem with truncate. So the general syntax is truncate table, table name. Example, I want to truncate the table. The table name is employee. I want to delete all the rows. The point to be noted, you cannot delete one record by using truncate. Truncate allows the user to delete all the rows at a time. It will not allow the user to delete one record at a time. If you execute truncate, all the records will be removed from the table. You cannot roll back them, right? That is the point you need to keep in mind while deleting the rows by using truncate command. Right? Truncate removes all the records of the table and you cannot roll back them. And the next one, rename, means I want to replace the existing name of the table with new name. For example, I create a table with the name X. The X is not suitable for the table. I thought that the X is not suitable for the table. So I want to rename the existing name to Y. So I want to rename the student table to become students. I created a table with the name students, but the students table is not suitable for the table. Student is not suitable for the table. I want to rename it to become students, right? For that, the general syntax here is rename is the keyword or command, table is the command or keyword, old table name, old table name. For example, assume that this is the old table name is student, right? Student. And I want to make it rename it to the become student. I want to rename it to become students, right? For that example, I gave rename table student students. Here, best example students. Student is renamed as students, or you can write student or become student. Students, BTech student. Student, 11th class students. Students, BBA students. Students, MTech students. Like that, we can rename existing table name to new table name, right? Renaming means replacing the existing name. It creates only one copy. It creates only one copy, right? That is renaming the table. So rename allows us to replace the existing table name with the new table name. So it creates only one copy. This is about in this video. I request all the viewers of my channel. Please like my channel. Please share my channel. Please subscribe my channel. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Have a nice day.